Hey everybody, what's going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you guys. Today we're going to be looking at another Fusion Festival deck, or rather an updated kind of build, slash an alternative build to our last deck that we used in the last video, which was the Despia and invoked cards with DBE. Now we're turning more to the, I don't know if I would call this like pure Despia. I guess it's pretty close to pure Despia, but we're turning to a different engine this time that I was actually reminded of by chat. I have seen talk of this engine before, but I didn't really look too much into it until chat brought it up here. Once again, as with the other live games I've been recording, I am also streaming this video as well. So if you want to check out my live streams, you can go ahead and go to the description where you will find links to both my Twitch and my Twitter. Speaking of the follows, which I was going to suggest you do there, we just got a Twitch follow from AN300. Thank you very much. I appreciate that there. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and check those out, I definitely recommend looking there. But yeah, as long as you're watching, that's that's always more than good enough for me. So yeah, so like I said, we've taken out the invoked cards of this build, and we have moved into the Edge Imp Chain engine instead. So basically the way this works is that when this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, like if it's used as a fusion material, you get to add any Frightfur card from your deck to your hand. That'll let you add Frightfur Patchwork, a normal spell that will then let you add an Edge Imp monster and a Polymerization of your deck to your hand. So then you add another Edge Imp Chain and then the Polymerization. Now, you can only use one Edge Imp Chain effect per turn, so it doesn't just keep cycling into itself, but it is still a good way to gain some advantage and set up an additional fusion play by using just by using the Edge Imp Chain as a fusion material. So that's really nice. As far as like the actual Despia cards, and for the most part, the rest of the deck hasn't really changed too much. Again, we just took out the invoke stuff, put in the chains, the polys, and the patchworks. Extra deck did change. Now, I forget if I actually mentioned this in the last video or not, but I think I touched on this. Yeah, when I was getting some extra craft points after my pack opening video, I accidentally dismantled one too many Quaratus and Masquerades, so like I talked about in my how to save and spend craft points video, let that be a lesson. Do not disenchant your stuff unless you're 100% you're never going to use it. And I failed to follow my own advice, so now we either got to do more pulls to try to get them again. Actually, we could do that with the gems, some of the gems we get from the fusion event, now that I think about it. I do want to save a fair amount of them, but we could do maybe 110 pull. Who knows? We'll figure it out. In any case, though, yeah, I should have saved them, but we'll have more chances to pull Despia cards in the future, and if we really have to, we can craft them. It'll feel bad, but we can do it, so. Yeah, as far as like the rest of the deck, it hasn't, like I said, hasn't changed too much. We're still mostly on our game plan of, just using Aluber to, well, not specifically Aluber, but they're just utilizing the power of the Despia fusion monsters and just how good they are, We've included some Predaplant fusion monsters as well. Such as the, I'm not even going to try that. This card's kind of hard to make 3 dark monsters on the field. It doesn't happen too often, but, we can negate the effects of our opponent's extra deck monsters, and when they're fusion, or while this fusion summoned card is out on the board. Negate and destroy the summon, rather. Yeah, negate and destroy the summon, not the effect. Sorry, I misspoke there. But, yeah, and then of course we're also playing the Dragostepelia as well, which this was the one that negates effects. I also adjust the level, which doesn't really matter too much for the fusion event, but could maybe still come up. I don't know. Actually, it could matter for all of the support, the Despia support that is specifically level 8 or higher fusions, but we'll just see if it plays out that way. So, hey, thank you Too Much Crack for the follow. I appreciate you there. Yeah, let's go ahead and go through the list card by card here, and then we will go ahead and move into some games. So we've got 3 Despian Tragedy, 3 Maxx, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 3 Edge Imp Chain, 1 Destiny Hero Celestial, 2 Fallen of Albaz, 3 Aluber, the Jester of Despia, 1 Destiny Hero Dasher, 1 Dramaturge of Despia, 1 Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, 1 Ad Libitum of Despia, Ad Libitum, still not quite sure how to pronounce that word. 1 Harpie's Feather Duster, 2 Polymerization, 2 Allure of Darkness, 3 Frightfur Patchwork, 2 Fusion Destiny, 1 Despia, Theater of the Branded, 2 Called by the Grave, 3 Branded Opening, and 2 Branded in Red. Now down here in the extra deck, we've got 2 Mudragon of the Swamp, 1 Star Venom Fusion Dragon, 1 Predaplant Dragostepelia, 1 Titan-clad the Ash Dragon, 2 Brigand the Glory Dragon, 2 Sprind the Iron Dash Dragon, 1 Albion the Branded Dragon, 1 Despian Corvatus, 1 Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, 1 Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, 1 Predaplant, I guess I'll have to try it, oh, that's a, okay, so yeah, Tri-Fire-Over-Them, nah, something like that. And then Despian Proxion as well here at the end. Alright, so yep, that goes ahead and covers the list there. Don't have too much more to add about it because honestly I'm still really new to this archetype in general. I probably won't go into it too much honestly after this event until like the rest of the like Albaz structure deck support comes out. And we get Branded Fusion being the big one. That's going to help the deck out a whole lot. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and jump right into some live gameplay. Alright, look at our first opponent here. Yeah, I still need to get this mate. I need to play that dangerous solo mode. Alright, we win the coin flip, something we always like to see. We're going to go ahead and take the first turn here. Okay, let's see. We have a Despia Theater. We have the Edge Imp and the Frightfur. Well, we're not really good that we open the Frightfur Patchwork. We'd rather search that because we can only use 1 per turn. We can still activate the Theater. It's in the Dramaturge and the Chain. That'll let us summon our Masquerade. And then we could even set up like a Branded in red for an next turn potentially. Or we could even like keep fusion summoning. Let's just go ahead and let's just yeah, let's see what this where we go here. Alright, activate. Oh, that's weird that moves. I kinda hate it to be honest. Ooh, opponent's got a Maxx in response, so I probably won't do much special summoning after this, but at least they only get 1 draw here. I'll just go ahead and get the Masquerade using the Dramaturge and the Edge Imp Chain. Summon the Masquerade. Let's see. I should summon this Dramaturge back, even if it gives him an extra draw. It's a 3,000 attack monster. Yeah, we'll definitely still do that. That said, let's go ahead and chain block the Edge Imp Chain effect so it doesn't get ashed. Summon that over there. And then, like I said, we're going to add a Patchwork. And we'll go ahead and activate it because, you know, no reason not to. Actually, chat brings up a good point that I could have used this to add Poly. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, do I not have a chain to add? That concerned me for a second. I could have used this beforehand for potentially other plays with Poly as well. But yeah, given that I'm under Maxx C, I don't want to activate Poly here, so I'm just going to pass to my opponent. Ah, yes, and because, yeah, chat also points out that it's also the negate is live because of the Masquerade, too. Wow, a Tempest. Oh, that's like... Anyone else in chat or watching the YouTube video just have, like, flashbacks to Dragon Rollers and have your heart sink for a second? That literally just happened to me. The Tempest got revealed and I was like, oh no. Oh no. Also, this Armed Dragon deck here, that's interesting. A true Chaz here. Oh no, and a Lightning Storm too. That's no good. Oh well. Well, not oh well, but we do at least get our monster back here. But now, as we learned last video, we won't be able to burn anymore this turn, though, because it can only burn while it's fusion summoned, so... I've actually not played against this deck. So, they're going so quickly! This is how other people must feel when they're not used to seeing meta decks. This is me when I see, like, a weird rogue archetype like this that I've never played against. I'm just like, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Huh. Adding back the... Okay, so you add back the level 3. Okay, here's the big one, the level 7. What does this one do? Send a card. Send one monsters. If you do special summon. Oh, no, they're not even at the big one yet. Now they're at the big one. Here we go. Oh, that's right. The 110, 100, 1000 effect. Of course, because that's a 110, 100, 1000, 10,000. That's actually a reference to the anime, by the way. It's a reference to the GX sub in particular. Because in the GX sub, Chaz's catchphrase is 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, Manjome Thunder. So that's what the reference is there. It's pretty cool to see that play out actually in the IRL TCG, or the card game in general. You know what I mean. Okay, so we drew another Edge Imp Chain, which is actually not that great because we already had the Patchwork, which I was considering activating here. Maybe we can lead with a Poly, although what are we going to fuse into? We have to go into the Coratus, right? Let's see. We could also just start with Branded in red. Although I don't know that really gets us anything. Well, here's what we can do. We can add back the... Dramaturge and use that as a material, which would be really good here, because we can... Let's see. Control cannot switch. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Target a card on the field, destroy it, and if you do... So they get a quick effect destruction. That is something to keep in mind here. Let's see... I guess there's no reason kind of not to lead with the Patchwork here, right? Let's go ahead and activate this and see if our opponent responds. Okay, no response. Add the Poly, add the Edge Imp Chain. I guess we can just lead with Branded in red here. I want to get back the Dramaturge. Because actually if I get back the Dramaturge, then I can just negate the Armed Dragon. So yeah, let's definitely do it this way. Special monster, yep. Oh no, wait. Didn't we screw this up last time this way? No, this is what I want to do, yeah. This is if it's used as a fusion. Yeah, that was a completely different scenario I was thinking of. And your hand or field is used as a fusion material. Yeah, alright, so we'll do that. And we'll do the Edge Imp Chain. Oh, I should have put that in an extra monster zone, technically, but it doesn't really matter too much. We get the Dramaturge effect. Oh, they have a rivalry. That's no good. Are they different types? Fiend and Fairy, right? Yep. Although, there is actually a way to make this work, I think. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can send one card to one other card in the field. Okay, so this isn't negate. Okay, so that's just a destruction, not a negation. I was gonna say we can try to force the negation with the Coratus, but this doesn't negate an effect. It just destroys a card. I think we can summon another feed. We'll worry about that after this resolves. Do I need to do this right now? Not necessarily. Just pass on that. Okay, so what other fiends do we have in the extra deck here? This is a fiend. We do actually have a light. Like we can actually fusion summon this. During your main phase quick effect, you can target one fusion secret exceeds or living monster to play sphere. Okay, I was reading to see if it had a protection effect. It doesn't. So we need to force this destruction effect before we can fusion summon this if we're gonna do that. What else is a fiend in here? Anything? No, those are... Yeah, okay, so it's just gonna be... this Despian monster. So... Okay, let's go ahead and activate. And what we can actually do is normal summon the Edge Imp Chain, move into battle phase. That'll force my opponent to pop. Oh, but then that doesn't let us... Well, if our opponent pops something, we can also just use the theater, right? The theater. Yeah, we can just, like, fusion summon this anyway, can't we? Is this when it leaves because of an opponent's card effect? Okay, got it. So... Right, this card leaves the field. Yeah, and then... This is still what we want to get, because that'll let us do a whole bunch of damage. I mean, we're going to do a whole bunch of damage either way, I guess. Let's activate the theater. Summon our Procyon here. Ooh, and yeah, we get our... Wow, I thought that added a... I totally misread that. That's even better than I thought it was going to be. Or we're definitely going to chain block the Ad Libitum. And we're definitely... Oh, that is a feed, even though it's a dragon? Oh my god. I was just going to say, if we get back the mask... Well, actually, no, the Coriatus is still the thing to get, because this won't do damage. So we can still use that quick effect, though. And then, yeah, we'll add our last Patchwork just because we can. You know, no reason not to. Even though we don't have a poly or a chain. Actually, they're all gone. All of our targets are. Ah, it's too bad. This is actually pretty close to lethal. But not quite lethal yet. Alright, main phase 2. I'll throw down a couple of bluffs here. I'm sure my opponent knows their bluffs, but... I mean, my opponent should know their bluffs. They should know our whole hand, but... Maybe if my opponent's just being a bit absent-minded, they might actually interpret one of these as a threat. If they're forgetting, like, all of the stuff I added. Banish to special summon, that's fine. It's funny, because this matchup is actually really good for Coriatus' effect, which, as we saw in the last video, for the most part in this event doesn't come up too often against, like, other boss monsters, but... Chaz, I throw down a face down. Your move, Chaz. That's awesome. Yeah, I thought this was going to do burn damage too, but I guess not. Chat pointed that out. Yeah, I wonder why the burn damage didn't go through. I don't know. Let's see what else they do here. Oh yeah, they're still resolving their Tempest. Let's see. You can target one face and monster in the field. Its effects are negated. Also loses. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to chain this now. Which is fine. Okay, that is till the end of the turn. Just wanted to make sure that was the case. Let me think here for a second. So, I mean, we only have to deal 500 damage, and then this can bring something back even if they destroy one of our things, or one of our monsters. Yeah, they're gonna upgrade to the level 10. Oh no, not yet, I guess. Oh no, this is Pile. This is a different Pile Armed Dragon. Oh, what are they doing here? Oh, Armed Dragon level 10. Why? I didn't even know this card existed. Special summon, then you can add one. Oh, that's a reference to like the season 2. That's cool. I didn't know this card existed. Oh, it was an order thing. Because I didn't attack the monster with... Yeah, I fumbled the lethal there. Whoops. Yeah, I attacked in the wrong order. That's what it was. Ah, well. Face up non-fusion... Oh, non-fusion fairy. Got it. Yeah, next time we'll just, No, we only have to... Yeah, we just have to deal 500 damage here. Yeah, no, you're right. I did attack in the wrong order there. That was definitely my mistake. Alright, let's see what we got here. Feather Duster does actually... Oh, but that doesn't actually really do anything here. Nope, we just lose. Ah, that's all because I attacked in the wrong order. Wow, that feels bad. Oh, that feels so bad. We did have outs, but we didn't top... I mean, we might have had outs. I actually don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and concede here. GG's opponent. That actually should have been my win if I hadn't fumbled and I had to attack with this. Oh well. We'll go on to the next one. Okay, we got our opponent here. Let's see. Ooh, on the coin flip. Always love to see that. Alright, let's see how our hand looks. I see an Aluber and an Allure. That's pretty good. Okay, so let me think here. Do I actually want to lead with Aluber or Allure? Let's see. I think it's just, okay, so what are we adding? It's either the theater, actually, this is kind of hard decision if I want to Allure first or not. Albion could add the theater and then fuse from Masquerade plus a Dramaturge. That's guaranteed. Or we could Allure and try to greed for something better. The greedy line usually isn't right, though. Oh, this is a tough decision, actually. I could see it. I could really see it either way. Nah, yeah. I think it's just better to play it safe here. We've already been earlier tonight in a video I recorded. We got punished for greed, so let's just go ahead and do the safe play here. Yeah, we're gonna add the theater. I love saying that card, that name that way. And activate for the Masquerade. Yep, Masquerade here. And then, of course, like I mentioned earlier, we get to summon back our Dramaturge. Yeah, this was too good of a line to risk losing out on, I think. Alright, give it back to our opponent there. Or rather, give it to our opponent. Ooh, there's the Fusion Destiny. I'm definitely gonna Ash that. Like, no question. And actually, after it resolves. Okay, so they can do other summons. Got it. Just wanted to make sure there. Dope. Alright, cool. Looks like we... Oh, wow. Oh my god. Okay, so it's some sort of stun deck that's also playing DPE. Oh, we drew a Tragedy! That's so good! With the Allure. Actually, yeah, we can Allure first. That should be fine here. And then we're going to banish the Tragedy. And then, yeah, since this card is being banished by a card effect, we then also get to add a Despia card from deck to hand. So it is an actual +1, which is very, very nice. And we'll go ahead and just add the Aluber here. Now, I probably do just want to battle before I summon, because, you know, especially in a special event like this, it's very, very easy for one of these back rows to be torrential. I think that would just be the smarter play, would be to battle first. Don't need to really, I don't think we need to play around the Mirror Force cards. I think that would be a bit too much. Let's just go ahead and, yeah. Because again, even if our opponent, like, even if we just battle and do 55 here, like, we still can deal so much damage with the Masquerade. If it survives, that'll still be more than enough, I think, to finish our opponent off, like, in the long term. Hey, Better 2, thanks for the follow there. Cease is Better 2. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I'm just going to battle here. Again, it's just way too easy for one of those cards to be torrential. Ooh, Radio Destruction. Ah, it's been a while since I've seen one of those. Oh yeah, this card got a Rotted, that's right. I mean, it's gonna do basically the same thing, but you take the damage, then your opponent takes the damage, basically is how it works now. Which is, you know, a smart way to do it. Okay, so we got him down to 13, that's good. Okay, let me see this again real quick. Is this card in your hand or field? Yeah, okay, so that'll still work. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and normal summon the Aluber here. Let's see if they've got that torrential. Nope, looks like they don't. Or they might actually still have him be waiting for me to play more stuff. That'd be kind of like, you know, be a bit much, I think, if that were the case. This is actually a game where having another Masquerade would be really good here, because we just go into another one. But we'll have to make do with what we've got. Let's see. I could, well no, because this is, yeah, this doesn't have Despia or, shoot, Fallen of Albaz in its name. Or, yeah, Masquerade doesn't have Despia in its name, so you can't get that back with the branded. Let's see, do I want the opening? No, I think I might actually, I could see either, a case for either opening. But I'll just go ahead and get branded here. Yeah, I don't think branded in red can cover Masquerade, somebody in chat's asking. I don't believe that's the case, no. But yeah, we still can recover the Aluber there, so let's see, we could do this now, or we could just do the Despian Theater now and just save this for later. I think this is probably actually the smart way to do it. Just use this while it's on the field. Because then our opponent might actually negate it. Well, I mean, they know that we have the branded in red, so. Here's the thing, though. Our opponent doesn't know that we don't have a second Masquerade, so they'll probably still be pretty desperate to stop these from resolving. Or they'll just burn us. That's kind of scary. Actually, I'm going to take 200 less damage here. This could very easily matter. And I don't suspect my opponent's going to be special summoning. I'm going to really kick myself if they do, though. I guess they did already have a Fusion Destiny. That was a bit of an impulse move. Probably shouldn't have done that. It's only 200 damage. I was just concerned maybe if they... I guess I could have waited until they flipped up more Secret Barrels, though, if that's what they were going to do. Yeah, definitely didn't need to discard that, that Maxx C there. I guess we could summon Star Venom, but I don't think, yeah, that really doesn't really do anything, especially in this matchup. Let's get the Koratus out. And then we can use... We'll use the Dramaturge, because that'll... Oh, wait, will that come back? Hang on. Let me read this. Yeah, no, that'll come back, okay. We'll use that in the Edge Imp Chain. And then we get to activate both. I think I'll chain block the Dramaturge because I would rather have that on the board. Although we still like the Edge Imp Chain search. Add the Patchwork. And then summon over here. Yep, full on burn deck here. That's fine. Yep. Not Branded Red. I want to activate Patchwork here. I wonder if they have enough to actually lethal us and they're just like slow playing it. That'd be really annoying if they were. Okay, I think I'm just gonna pass here. Well, I kind of want to set Branded in red. I don't know if there's any real reason to, and I might actually get punished for it. How many cards do I have on board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yes, just 5. Let me think. 6. I have 2,800. 6 times 5. So, are there any burn cards that burn 500 per card on board? I'm just trying to figure out if I ever get punished for setting this Branded in red by burn. Probably has something they can turn. No, we already battled this turn, and they didn't turn our attacks back with like Cylinder or anything, so I don't think they have that. I don't think there's any real reason to set Branded in red. I think it's more likely to come back to bite us than actually be helpful. Is it though? I'm just gonna pass. I don't think it matters too much. Hopefully it won't. Yeah, if my opponent just flips lethal, I'm going to be a little upset that they wasted our time, but hopefully they don't. Okay, cool. So our opponent seems like they're in top deck mode. Okay, they have one additional back row. I think I'm just going to pass. No, they're flipping. Target one monster and inflict damage equal half its to a... Oh, they just lethaling themselves here. Take damage equal to half its attack, then inflict damage. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Cool. Nice. Alright, so we got a W there. Yeah, again, now if we had the second Masquerade, then yeah, we could have won a lot more easily there, but we did still manage to come out on top. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, got our... I think last opponent for the video here. Gonna go first. Always love to see that. I always say that whenever I win the coin flip. It's because I never know what else to say. Ooh, we opened an Allure and a Despian Tragedy. Wow, this is a really good opening hand. Alright. And then, obviously, we're going to banish the Tragedy. And activate for a Dramaturge. Then we can use Aluber to get the Theater. Oh, they have the Imperm. Ah, oh well, it happens. There's no way to... Yeah, you can't discard that diffuser or anything, right? Yeah, no, it's all good. Oh, they have another quick effect? That was interesting. Maybe they're just taking a moment to pick it there. That's a cool effect for the Imperm. I really like that, actually. Set a Bluff Feather Duster. Thinking if that's something I'd be interested in doing. I don't really think there's any real reason to do it. I'm just gonna pass. See what my opponent has. Besides, they're playing a stun deck, we really want this Feather Duster anyway. They do have an extra deck, but I mean, as we just saw with the last game, our opponent... Okay, it's the mirror match. I was gonna say, our opponent can have an extra deck and still be a stun deck pretty easily. Fusing Tragedy... And, oh, Tragedy. 2 Tragedies. Got it. Yeah, I think I should just Ash that. Because this isn't a very good boss monster in the mirror match. Because again, you know, level 8 or higher fusion monsters. And besides, if I deny them the search and they have the just 2 random cards they opened with in their hand. And random cards they opened with are definitely not as good as cards that you search in the vast majority of cases. Yep, as I thought, that was just going to be the end of their turn there. Ooh, we could we could Jimmy Fallen of Albaz here and just fuse with their Paratus. That would actually be not too shabby. We can go into Albion. Let's see. Banish from your hand field. Oh my god, that's definitely really good here. Okay, we can also do the Albion here. Or the Albion, the Shrouded Dragon as well. You can send one Fallen of Albaz into a branded spell or trap, place this card in the bottom, and then activate. This might actually... We can use this to prod and see if our opponent's got any hand traps. This might even end up baiting one. And we can just use Fallen of Albaz anyway, right? Like, we don't need it. Yeah, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, our opponent doesn't have any kind of quick effects, at least none that can respond to that, so... We're sending a card to the graveyard. We can send Branded Opening for some, like, potential protection here. That sounds pretty good to me. Oh, no, okay, so we had to do that as a cost, and now our opponent's got a chance to respond. So I think they do actually have a quick effect, because I don't have a monster on field, right? So they shouldn't have had a target for this. So I think they do have a quick effect in hand. Let's definitely get rid of their... This doesn't do anything when it's destroyed, right? No, let's just, yeah, we can get rid of their theater. Why not? Okay, I'm gonna summon the Albaz and activate. Discarding one of my Edge Imp Chains. Okay, they're gonna Maxx C. Not ideal, but not the worst thing that could have happened. That's what they had, by the way, in response. It was the Maxx C there. You know, okay, given that I got Maxx C, there are actually quite a few things I could summon here. Okay, not that, not that. It might still just... I could just make Masquerade. Might actually be the play. Or I could Albion. Actually, should I just Albion for Masquerade? Can I do that? Masquerade is a Despia and a light or dark. Yeah, I can totally do that. So I think even though I'm under Maxx C, it's only one additional draw. So that's totally fine. There's Albion, the Branded Dragon. Let's go ahead and do both of these effects. We'll definitely chain block this one, because I don't really care at all about the Edge Imp Chain search. I mean, it'd be nice to get, but it's whatever. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they get the summon. That shouldn't matter too much, though, hopefully. I don't think it will. Well, I guess it will mean that we can't lethal them, but... Oh, it's a search, not a summon. Okay, so I think we can still lethal here. And then, yeah, we're gonna summon... We said we're gonna summon Masquerade, right? Is that actually the best thing to summon here? Yeah, I believe it still is. Yep. We'll definitely use the Dramaturge. And then we can just use the Edge Imp that's Engrave. Yeah, that sounds fine to me. And then I think the Dramaturge comes back even when it gets banished, right? Yep. Ooh, they have an Omega. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and... I mean, I guess there's no reason not to use Patchwork, right? Add the Poly, add the Edge Imp. It's too bad there's nothing we... Oh, wait, there is something we can fuse with these two. We can fuse Star Venom. But does that actually do anything for us? Because it's going to give them a draw, and I don't think it's going to let us lethal, will it? Make this card, gain attack equal to one opponent's special summoned monster. Hang on. No, that still doesn't lethal. Well, we can have this go up to 5,300 and just smack him down to 21. Give him one extra draw to do that. That's not like the worst idea. Because then they'll be at low health for Masquerade. Even if they'll have a lot of cards, they can only use so many. And if the Star Venom gets destroyed, I think I talked myself into this play. Oh, we could summon this too. Once return, quick effect, you can target one. Negate the effects if activated. No, I think it's better to just deal a lot of damage here. Oh no, I can't use my Edge Imp Chains? Okay, we'll just cancel then. Fusion monster and a dark monster. Two dark monsters. Ah, on the field. That'll do it. Well, yeah, now I have to fusion summon. Well, we can just use the Albion. That's fine. I mean, it's not ideal, but... yeah, this is on the field. That's why you always got to read the card there. Two monsters with same attribute but different types. So that's not gonna... I was just trying to figure out if there's anything I could fuse with both the Edge Imps here. So definitely use Edge Imp as a material, and then we'll use Albion. Which, again, not ideal. We're giving our opponent an extra draw for not a whole lot of benefit, but still a little bit of benefit. You could make an argument that this play is still fine, but... yeah, no, there's no need to do that. Actually, there's no even really need to battle, because these can just get banished. Probably better for them to get banished and go to the graveyard, so... I think I'm just going to pass here. Yeah, that play was not as great as I hoped it would be. Oh, well, yeah, we get that Albion search at least. I definitely knew that would happen. Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy branded in red, right? Yep. Oh, and we can set it? Wait, really? Oh, yeah, definitely. Cool. Alright, so we've got quick effects monster negation. Our opponent's gonna have to pay life points to do anything, and we've got a brand in red, so even though we got Omega'd, we do at the very least have that. Now we're definitely gonna go ahead and flip this up. Let's add back, I think the Aluber. I don't think it matters too much, but we'll just get Aluber. We have a response. Another Maxx. Alright, that's fine. It's only going to be one draw, so not that big of a deal. Yeah, I definitely still want to summon a monster to the field. Let's go ahead and get Koratus, and we'll use the Edge Imp Chain and the Albion. Oh, but they banish? Oh no, I think that was just the... well, we'll see. I'm still so unfamiliar with this deck. It's like half the time I make a play, I'm like, let's see what happens. It's definitely not ideal, but you know, you gotta learn somehow. Setting, what was it, the theater? Yeah, the theater. Nah, they're taking so much damage, it's so satisfying. It is satisfying too, like to watch that Masquerade damage go through. Branded opening. Discard one card to reveal spirit. Yep. Wow, that Cross-Out Designator is actually a pretty good tech choice for this deck, not gonna lie. I don't think I have room for it. Well, maybe I do. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to chain... oh no, they're just fusing. Wait, they're not... wait, they're not negating one of my monsters? Oh, it's only when it... yeah, when it's special summoned, that's right. Okay, summoning their Starve Venom. absolutely negating this effect. We don't need to activate that. Oh, we do actually. Hang on. Let me flip that to on, because I am going to need to use this during the main phase. Okay, summon their DPE. Ooh, yeah, that attack drop isn't good for me. Definitely not good. Oh my god, they actually paid down. They paid down. They paid all the way down to 200. Yeah, we're definitely reducing that thing's attack to 0. Oh, because this is level 1 now. We also reduced the Star Venom. I didn't even think about that. I don't think we need to summon this back just yet. Popping their own stuff, huh? Oh, I guess that makes sense, so that I don't run over it. Oh, and then, yeah, they get to destroy all my special summon monsters, too. Okay. I can use this to protect one of them. Is that worth it? I could protect... Yeah, it is worth it. I can protect the... Wait, is this any fusion monster? Hang on, let me read this again. A fusion monster you control. Yeah. Yep. We're definitely going to use that to protect our Predaplant here. Wait, have they battled with DPE yet? Yes, DPE battled over Masquerade. Okay, they're chaining a Branded in red. Oh, this is such a back and forth here. Yeah, I don't need to activate that. That's fine. Don't need to activate that. That's fine. Oh, and we got the concede. Awesome. Whew. That was a that was a very tense game there. Oh my god. All right. Looking at my video time length here, yeah, I think that'll just about do it for the duels here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck again. Alright everybody, thank you so very much for watching those duels and this video, and for also kind of like bearing with me. I feel like this fusion event video is kind of like, it's a bit of hubris for me, right? Like, not taking my own advice, not really reading cards, but it's nice to have moments of reflection like that, because, you know, as high, you know, level of a player as you might think you are, and this goes for like literally anybody, whether you're just starting off or, I know I said if you think you're a high level player, but there are players who are just starting off who think they're high level, or if you are actually a high level player, regardless, it's always nice to have those moments of like keeping yourself in check, so to speak. And not letting your ego get too big, and recognizing that we can make mistakes, and that's okay to make mistakes. And you know, that's, I know I sound like a child's like therapist or something right now. Like, it's okay to make mistakes, but it really is actually, because like, you know, I'll quote Zane actually from the GX sub, because I really love this quote, not just as like a Yu-Gi-Oh anime quote, but as a general quote. You know, at the end of his graduation match with Jaden, he says, because Jaden says, the way you play is perfect, and Zane says, well, you know, perfection is a limit. If something is perfect, it can't ever get any better. But, you know, you, referring to Jaden, you have infinite potential. And that's really the beauty of, like, not playing perfect, is that we have infinite potential to always improve, to always get better, and to make sure that we're always taking steps to do so, because the moment you think you're playing perfect is the moment you stop looking for ways to improve, and the moment you stop looking for ways to improve is when you fall behind. So that's I don't know, that's just a philosophy I've had just in general, not just about dueling, but you know, life. But I don't know. I don't want to get too deep in at the end of this Fusion Festival video here. So, yeah, at this time, I'm kind of planning to more or less retire the Despias for the time being, you know, until another time when we can get an opportunity to pull some more, or, you know, after some time is gone and I can sit and you know, be more fine with the fact that I'm going to have to craft another Quaratus and Masquerade again. And like I said, it is what it is. Just, I don't know, just not being too upset about it is really the key. Again, here I'm going into like life stuff again. Let's just go ahead and end this video. I always do this at the end. I always talk in circles. I'm really good at it, so. Alright, without further ado, this is Hexlex, signing off. Hope you have a fantastic day.